you always learn something. You know, I can even go back to Jamal Lewis when I was in Baltimore, and when Jamal came in as a rookie, it was my 4th season. I had already rushed for 1,000 yards. I was the first 1,000-yard rusher for the Baltimore Ravens. I had already split time with Eric Rett when they were unsure about what they were going to do with Eric Rett. And then I come into my 4th year thinking, oh, here's an opportunity for me to go ahead and take the starting role. Well, we had a head coach at that particular time that had a different thought process. Here's what happened. So when he came in the year before, he said, I need each player to come up to my office and I want to be able to do an assessment and tell you how you're going to fit into this team. So I go into the room and I'm like, all right, coach, I'm Priest, it's my 3rd year. And he says, yep, I know everything about you. He says, but here's how you're going to fit in. He says, you do not look like this running back I want walking down my tunnel. Now, again, you have to remember, I had just rushed for 1,000 yards the year before. And here is, head coach coming in, and Brian Billick is the name at the time. And so he says, you don't look like the running back that I want walking down my tunnel. I said, well, what do they look like? And he says, well, if you look at our division, you got Jerome Bettis, you got Eddie George, you got Corey Dillon, you got Fred Taylor. All these guys are 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", 235 pounds or heavier. And he said, and then here you are, Priest, you don't look like it. You're not going to look intimidating when we run down a tunnel. So a lot of those things kind of stuck with me, and learning how, the game is also what you see on paper as well. And so it kind of goes back to what you were saying, JD, how did I, learn that ability to be able to take command when I ran? I learned that by watching the bigger backs on what they were doing and how to attack the game. And I think just the difference is when I added the X and O's and the passion behind that and studying film, it allowed me to be very dangerous. You know what I mean? So I ran with a certain authority. There's been many players that were defensive linemen, offensive linemen that met me after I retired and said, man, I never knew you were that size. I didn't know you were 5'9", 212 pounds, you ran different.
But you play a lot bigger.
We call it you playing up. So, that's one of the things that I just learned how to play up.